Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Megan. If you don't know how to pronounce my last name, that's okay. Nobody does. Hint, hint, it's Kelly. So, Megan Kelly, I wanted to jump into an eye makeup tutorial today. So, what I've done to prep is I've basically done my video that I did previously with my 15-minute makeup. So I have all of the same steps for that. I just didn't do any of the eye makeup. So this is what I do for a typical everyday wear eyeshadow look. I'm going to be using, dun dun dun, the Modern Renaissance palette. I picked this up while I was in LA. I am absolutely obsessed, as I know a lot of other people are. So I'm going to use this and show you how I create an everyday look. So let's get started. I do want to preface this video by saying that Dana is awake right now. Usually when I film, I try to do it when he's taking a nap, but our schedule's been a little wonky this week, so he's in the bedroom watching a movie with CJ. We'll just have to see how this goes. Hopefully there won't be any interruptions, but such is life, right? So let's get into it. The Modern Renaissance palette. All of these beautiful, beautiful colors. These are my favorite kind of colors on myself. I don't typically gravitate towards cooler tones. I love, 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 love the warmer tones. I have green eyes, kind of, depending on the day. A hazel-ish, sometimes blue-ish, I don't know. But more often than not, they pull more towards the green side. So for me, doing anything that's more towards the red side, even just wearing a red lip, is really going to make my green eyes pop. So I am going to start with this guy, the burnt orange. I'm using a really large fluffy brush. This is the Morphe 441. So you can see next to my fingertip how big that fluff is. I'm going to pick up a little bit of product, tap off the excess, and let's jump into it. So the first place you put your brush down is where you're going to apply the bulk of your color. So I prefer to start back towards the outer corner of the eye because that's where I like my color to be the deepest. I'm going to pick up a little bit more. I will say this palette is incredibly pigmented, so start small. You can always go back in and add more if you need to. So I just follow the crease shape. Now, if you have a more hooded eye, you can actually just pull that color up a little bit higher so that you can see it. Because if you have a more hooded eye, it's a lot harder to see the color if you're going directly in the crease. I'm just really going to blend that color up and out. I almost bring it to touching my brow bone. Picking up a little more product. And doing that other side. So with that big fluffy brush, you don't have to be as precise. It's a little more forgiving. Just like that. Easy peasy, right? Not too complicated. I'm such a blending person too. Back when I worked at Mac, I had a couple coworkers that would make fun of me because I blend colors like into oblivion. So what are you gonna do? It means I like to build with makeup, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush. This is a MAC 217, but any brush that's a little bit smaller, you can see next to my fingertip, quite a bit smaller. I am going to go in with the red ochre color. So that's this guy. For your midtone, you could also use, I mean, really any of those. Again, we're just going like light, darker, darker. We're building with it. So small fluffy brush. I'm going to start very, very small with this one. I have found already that it is incredibly pigmented, so a little bit goes a really long way. So I'm going to pop that brush. This I'm going to do a little bit more focused towards the outer corner, not bring it in as far as I brought in that burnt orange, but it's going to really start to create a little more depth. Can you see that? I hope you could see that. So that's just using those smaller windshield wiper motions like that. Another thing that I should have mentioned is notice how far I hold my brush back. A lot of times when I see, when I have clients, when we're doing makeup lessons and I ask how they hold their brushes, they're like right up here on the ferrule where they're holding their brush. I prefer to use it back here. Think of it like a really loose pencil. The farther back it is, the more, the more loose it's going to be in your finger. So it makes it a little bit softer and easier for me. If you're real choked up on the brush, I just feel like that makes your work a lot harder. So now I'm just using those small circular motions to buff out that color. All right, just like that. Does that make sense? You with me so far? Okay. So then what I'm going to do, I am going to go in, we're going to start doing some under eye stuff. I'm going to go in with this guy. I picked up this brush set when I was at Namie's, and this is one of the Luxie brushes. So it's a really small, it's still very fluffy, but it's a really small brush. There it is next to my fingertip. So you can see we're just getting smaller and smaller as we want to be more and more focused in an area. I'm going to go in with the burnt orange color. This guy, pick up a little product, tap off the excess, but then with this, I'm actually going to use this mirror. I am going to go under my eye. Personally, whatever I do up on the top of my eyes, I essentially like to do the same thing under the eye. I feel like it just gives it more of a cohesive look. If you don't want to do anything under the eye, that's absolutely okay. There he is. That's my little guy. I feel like this is the one step that if I were to leave it right here, it looks not exactly my favorite, but you'll see how it all starts coming together. Okay, so pencil tip brush. I feel like every company makes a pencil tip brush. The NYX one is really great. This one specifically is the 219 by MAC. It has that really small, tight, tapered tip to it. Anything that you have that's like that, that tapered tip is gonna work great. So I'm gonna go in with the red ochre color. Again, start really small, tap off the excess, and then here, I am going to bring that right at my lash line. I feel like I make really crazy faces when I'm doing my eye makeup, so I apologize. If you make a particular face when you're doing your makeup, please tell me about it in the comment section below. I feel like we all do, right? We all do. All right, so you can see, again, just like on the top, lighter, whiter, tighter for the darker, same down here. Lighter, whiter, tighter for the darker. Okay, I'm trying to decide if I want to make it a little bit smokier up top. Yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, so I am going to go in with Cypress Umber. That's this darker brown. Literally, I just tap twice, like boom, boom, tapping off the excess. This I'm going to do right at the outer corner of my eye. This is that same 217 brush. I feel like my tap off was very dramatic. Yeah, that's the ticket. That's what I was looking for. Just those small little circular motions. I just want it to meet that crease color. I don't want it to overpower it. Just like that. So just that outer, like a little outer triangle in the corner of the eye. Eye makeup can take practice, you guys. Seriously, it can take so much practice. The best time that I always recommend playing with new makeup techniques too is before you go to bed. Because if it totally sucks, you're taking your makeup off anyway. So it takes the pressure off versus when you have 10 minutes to get out the door. So I gotta quit saying so. That's my word this video is so. Cut off. Cut off. At least I'll try. All right, pencil tip brush. Going back into that Cypress Umber. And this I'm going to do right at the very outer corner of the eye. Okay, now I'm going back to that big guy, that big bad Larry, that first crease brush that we used. I just want to do a quick little wash. Just kind of buff right at the outer corner. Just like that. All right, I am going to pick up a clean pencil tip brush. I could have done this step before, but honestly, I like to do it closer to the end because it keeps it really bright and fresh. So because our schedule has been so off lately, I feel like I am looking really tired. So what I want to do is I want to do a white inner corner highlight. You can absolutely use any light color will work. The Tempera, I really want to call it Tempora, but Tempera shade from the Modern Renaissance palette, that would be a really great one. I want something brighter today. So we are pulling out all the stops. I'm going in with one of my Sugar Pill palettes and I am bringing out Taco. That's this guy. All right, so it is literally a stark white. So what I'm going to do with that pencil tip brush is I am just going to pop that bad Larry right at the inner corner of the eye. See how much more awake I look already? It's my fave. It's totally my fave. I'm just lightly, again, I'm still holding that brush pretty far back, lightly bringing it down across the base of the eye. So you might notice I don't really do a crease color, or not crease color, sorry, lid color. This would actually be a relatively easy look for me to turn into a cut crease. So tell you what, I will do that for the next video. I know there's been a lot of people asking about it, so we will do that for the next one. All right, white inner corner highlight. Highlighted, I like it, I like it. Okay, so a couple more steps and then we'll be good to go. I still, as I said in my 15-minute makeup video, love using a white pencil in my waterline. Again, I'm not getting a ton of sleep right now, so I need every trick that I can. So I am going to go ahead and throw a white pencil. This is Milk Jumbo Pencil by NYX. Okay, throw a little of that in my waterline, and then, yeah, I am going to cut away to put my mascara on because I would hope everybody knows how to put on mascara. I don't have any tips or tricks for mascara, so I'm going to cut away and put on my mascara, and I will be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back with mascara on. So this is going to be my final look. So this is on the days that I'm not wearing liquid eyeliner, maybe I don't have quite as much time to get ready. I would say when left to my own devices, I can create this look in 10 minutes or less if I am able just to go for it and blend furiously. So if you try this out, let me know what you think of it. Let me know how it works for you. If you need any other tips and tricks, just keep those questions coming my way and I will do my best to answer them as quickly as I possibly can. So thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciate all of the love and support, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.